Yay, we made it, you guys. I'm Katie Morton.
And I'm Jennifer Palmer.
Together we are divinely guided. We're both intuitives, energy healers, spiritual teachers.
And every Thursday night we try to go live. Tonight the energies are a little crazy.
They're challenging.
Bear with us. We were having all kinds of issues tonight.
So we'll see. We'll see if we make the full hour. I don't know. We'll let you know. Like, we're laughing, but we're also serious.
Yeah. We've been really dealing with some pretty major energy things going on, and it's affecting tech. It's affecting connection.
Channeling. So everything.
But we think we've got it, so we're going to do our best to really connect and give you what we can tonight.
Yeah. So as always, discernment. Use your own judgment, use your own discernment with any messages we give. If it doesn't resonate, then, just let it go and come back next week. It's okay.
Or just tell us, Katie and Jen, you're not on tonight.
We won't take it personally. No intuitive is ever perfect and on all the time.
Oh, we're going to do our best, though.
But we will.
All right, guys. So,
all right, we got questions rolling in. Jess Mack is up number 1.
Hey, Jess.
Yeah. Hey, Jess. Good to see you. She says, good evening, ladies. Oh, wait. Sorry. I scrolled down. Good. Oh, she did say good evening, ladies, as well as some other people. Hope you both are doing well. Any messages for me? Thanks.
Just immediately what I'm seeing is it looked like you were working on like a vision board, and I saw you cutting things out and kind of like scrapbooking in a way, and it felt very creative, but it also felt, getting your goals and how you see your life on a vision board that you can look at every day. I feel like that's really important. It's going to help you align with and have energy towards the things that you're trying to bring in.
Yeah, and I do feel prompted to say we've had crazy experiences lately with manifesting. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah, the energies are moving really quickly, which is good news and bad news. You have to be very mindful of your thoughts. And so if you have any fears or doubts or worries or concerns around the things that you want to manifest, it's really important to wrap your head around those and to heal things, solve things, and it's not to say just like, oh, repress the feelings and be like, oh, I'm fine about it. It's like, if there's something bugging you about it, it's like, just like get to the bottom of it. Don't dwell in the negativity of it by any stretch. Like, get in, get out, heal what needs to be healed, come to a higher perspective.
So I have been thinking it would be really nice to put a keyless entry on my business's front door. And then we started having key lock issues.
Yeah, like the lock broke. They're like, oh, you want a new lock? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not ready for this yet.
Yeah. So be really intentional with your manifesting.
Yeah, I don't think I'm getting anything else for you right now, Jess.
Yeah, that was all I got. I heard that.
All right. I hope it helps.
All right. We have Julie Getzinger says, hi, ladies. So happy to catch you live. Would love a message from my spirit guides. Cool.
Hey, Julie.
Glad you caught us.
So what I see is you sitting kind of in the dark with some candles lit, and it was very peaceful. It was tuning within, and it was definitely a meditative kind of space, but also in a way of manifesting. I do feel like this also has to do with manifesting. This might be the theme for tonight, bringing in the manifestation through that deeper connection. Like, I feel like you don't need to see it as much on the exterior as maybe Jess does. For whatever reason, you need to really go within and get an alignment that way.
Yeah. And so Jen and I just had a conversation with our guides earlier today about methods of manifesting, and what they were asking of us, and it sounds like what they're asking of you too, is to just go inside and to get into alignment with the feeling and the vibration of what you want, as opposed to the vision board and all the visuals. It's a different way of manifesting, but for some reason right now they're asking different people to do different things. I think sometimes we have to get out of our own way, because we can try to be manifesting things in a certain way because it's what we think we need or what we think we want. But the universe might have certain different surprises and good things, that they want to present us with. But if we're trying to manifest it in too narrow a way, it kludges up the works, and then the universe can't give us the gifts that the universe is trying to give us. And so sometimes when we're trying to manifest, like for example, in love, there's like, oh, I want tall, dark, and handsome. Or I think what they're asking of you, Julie, is to say, oh, I want that awesome feeling, that click, that soul connection with somebody, that, that beautiful, delicious feel of being in love and feeling so cared for. There's certain things that you want to feel like. And so aligning with the feeling like that in order to manifest it, as opposed to being into all the specifics. And I just think they want to make, as a general point to all y'all out there who are trying to manifest, feeling is important. Even if you're just doing the vision board stuff or the visualizing, always also include the feel of it and the vibration of it. And then you have your work cut out for you of, okay, I love that feeling of being loved, for example. And then spending your days feeling like I'm in love, even if there's no one there. You can just feel like that. And it helps raise your vibration and call to you what you want.
Well, I think sometimes when they want you to do it on the exterior, so on a vision board of something, there is a resonance that happens when you stare at that. You see a picture of something in Hawaii, or people, in the beach in Hawaii, in their bikini looking amazing. And you're like, yeah, I want that. You can resonate with that, and you see it on the exterior, where sometimes it's harder for you to resonate if you just think about it within. Oh, myself in a bikini, I don't know, how am I going to afford Hawaii? But when you see it outside, sometimes it's easier. When they want you to turn inside, is there's usually something that maybe you need to click within that's not quite in resonance. So I think that sometimes that's the difference there. But real quickly, Julie, I also saw you with just a single piece of paper and a pen. And I'm not sure, I was trying to figure out what that was about. I think it has something to do with creating a list of the things that you want to manifest, but not so much the details per se. So like if you want more clients, you just list a really thriving practice, or, a really great fulfilling love life, or whatever it is. List it out, but don't list the how, and don't list the specific details, but have the list so that you can resonate with that list. And as you go in within, you're not forgetting anything, and it's all just right there. And I think that's all I'm getting.
Awesome.
All right. What else we got?
All right. We've got Shawnee Nicole Drake says, good evening, ladies. Any messages for me about my soul mission?
So I'm trying to figure out what this means. I immediately saw a vision, but I'm not sure exactly what it means. Maybe something that you're getting will amplify what we're trying to get across. But somebody started singing Soul Mission. One of your guides was up there singing some sort of made up song around Soul Mission. And then like your hair, like you were just fabulous. I don't know. The word fabulous is what came to mind. I'm not exactly sure what they're trying to say with that, though. So are you getting anything?
No, I was actually feeling very blocked. And I'll tell you what I got. One of my guides brought me up above it, and we looked down, and there's a big battle going on. So I was like, oh, okay, wonderful. Hence the challenging energies.
So something interesting about when you're in your soul's mission, sometimes, there are different energies. There are different types of beings, and some of them really do, they're here to help. They're of the positive path or light beings, however it is you refer to that. But there are also those that kind of work in
against
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know, like in Law of One, they call it greetings. They try not to make you get into judgment or fear of any kind around it, but it does happen, and it happens to a lot of people, maybe even most or even all people, really. I think a lot of people don't realize that it's happening to them sometimes, but yeah, so we've been dealing with some of that today, and so the connection has been more of a struggle because it feels like there's this stuff going on. I think we're doing okay. We'll see how it goes. But let's see if we can get back to Shani. I just heard the term like all fired up. I don't necessarily get the sense that it's like in card reading or anything. Like I saw what looked like card reading, but I heard that that's not really it or anything like that. I'm not sure if you've ever even done that. I do feel like there are some fears that you kind of need to work through. There are some different things going on around what may be keeping you from stepping into more deeply a soul mission. I feel like maybe you have some ideas about what your soul mission is. I'm not sure. Like it feels a little, maybe you're a little not sure about it, but maybe you are getting some ideas. It kind of feels like I'm stepping into it, but I'm not really sure if it's, yes, I know for a fact what I'm here to do, or if it's just, well, maybe this. I really like this. But either way, I feel like what they want you to do is they want you to just focus on the idea of being of service to others, and whatever it is that wherever it is you're at. A lot of times in our soul missions, we don't necessarily know what's next. We kind of know just what's in front of us. And there's a reason for that, because if we knew what was next 10 steps ahead, we would probably freak the heck out. We're not ready to know that yet. So just enjoy where you're at with whatever is feeling like it's the next right step, with the overarching idea of I'm here to be of service and to grow and to heal on that path of being of service to others. So what does that look like for you? What I'm hearing is starting to really look at your fears around it all. And sometimes the fears are tricky, or they're a little hidden. It might be something along the lines of, well, how am I going to make enough money doing what I think I would really like and enjoy doing? That's a fear. That's a fear that's going to block you and keep you from stepping forward. Or it could be that, I don't know how to market myself, or I'm afraid to show myself on video. That's a big one for a lot of people. Or maybe I won't be good at what I do. And I feel like they're saying you will be excellent at what you do. You're going to be fabulous. I think that's where the fabulous comes in. Like you're really ready to start. I'm not going to say start. You're really ready to take next steps, because I feel like you're already kind of in it. I think that's all I'm getting. Are you getting anything?
Yeah, just a little bit about, I think back to what they were showing me with the spiritual battle and the idea of when you're on the soul's mission. And a lot of what Jenn was talking about, it can be kind of tied to that type of a thing where let's call it the darkness, they don't want us to shine and be self-expressed. And a lot of times they'll exploit the fears, or they'll put distractions in our place, or they'll make us feel really comfortable, just like not doing the mission, right? Or finding ways to not do it. And so it's always just about being the best you can be and not worrying about any of that. Working through karma and having, right thought and right action. We all do the best that we can. And so just, it helps to just sort of be aware of it and to not let any of it stop you or to discourage or distract you. It's like, just keep moving forward with the soul's mission, because that's what we're here to do. So
we don't roll over.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. And a lot of time it's about, the idea of karma keeps coming up. It's like the idea of working on healing our karma. And that doesn't mean that like, oh, we did something wrong and now we're paying the karma or anything like that. We all come here also to deal with ancestral karma and patterns in our families and our family history. So a lot of it can be about just righting the wrongs there that maybe your ancestors have done or your family members have done, and forgiving and loving, having healthy boundaries and not putting up with it, and doing your thing, being you, being fully self-expressed.
Yeah, sounds fabulous.
Indeed. Okay, Chrissy Swertney says, hello, beautiful ladies. Any messages for me this evening?
Hello, Chrissy. Let's see. So I'm feeling a lot of, I actually just saw a cat, but I'm hearing the term of feline energy. There's a lot of feline energy around you.
Do you mean like cat beings?
I think so, but also, maybe even as far as like guidance from like an animal totem, kind of a spirit animal guide. I'm feeling cat. I'm feeling, but specifically, I heard feline. So I do think that cat beings are involved.
Yeah. So there are extraterrestrial beings that are called cat beings, and they're sort of like cat human-esque hybrids. They're very intelligent. Probably much more intelligent than the average human. They're very wise, and they're loving. They're wonderful energies to connect with. And I think they're there to help you with the bravery. It immediately brought to mind like Leo, the lion, courage, the bravery that it does take to get on the path of the soul's mission, and to explore that and to really take it seriously and to keep going on it, keep taking your next steps.
I also feel like it's a lot about curiosity. They say, and it's just coming, curiosity killed the cat. Well, they are very curious by nature, and they're playful. And, a lot of times when we step into the healing work and the awakening and the growth and the expansion, we're facing some of our own stuff. Everyone has it, and everyone's going to face it if you're on the path for growth and ascension. And it takes someone who's brave to open up those deep, dark corners and look and see what's in there. But also the curiosity to be curious, to allow yourself to dive in and be okay with whatever you might find in there. And then I heard to leap for it. And then it reminded me of a cat I used to have. His name was Cosmo. And we had this couch and this patio door behind the couch. And the cat saw a shadow of a bird fluttering from the patio door over onto the wall. And Cosmo decided to try to chase the bird. And he ran up and he jumped and he hit the wall and slid down. They're not saying that that's what you're going to do, but I think what they're saying is that's what you're afraid you're going to do. And they don't want you to think that. You're not going to hit the wall and slide. You're actually going to fly and land beautifully and gracefully. And that it's okay. It's okay to leap when you feel the need to leap.
Yeah, and to have confidence in yourself. Don't doubt yourself too much or at all. There's a difference between discernment. We have to use appropriate, judgment and discernment. But then there's the times when we can really get into our own heads and think, oh, not good enough, or I'm not doing this right, or what if people are thinking I'm an idiot, or I'm going the wrong way, or blah, 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 blah. So it's like, watch that inner voice and try to be more encouraging of yourself.
Yeah, that's quiet. I'm not getting anything else.
I think that's it.
Okay. Excellent. I hope that helps.
Okay, let's see. Susan Hobbs says, hi, ladies. Any messages for me? Thanks. And just so you all know, there's a few different pages. So we're not ignoring anyone. We're not skipping any of the pages.
Promise.
Yeah, it all comes into one chat software. So if you're in, if you put in a message, we will get to it. We might not get to it tonight if we don't have time, but I know on some of the pages, people sometimes think that we're not getting to them, but we will, and we are.
Immediately when connecting to you, Susan, I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling like a loss. I don't know if there's somebody who's passed at some point, or maybe you're thinking of someone who's passed, but it feels like a loss of a loved one. And I don't know if they've passed or if they've just not been in your life or whatever's happened, but I'm feeling that loss.
And I'm just hearing gratitude can correct the energy of loss. So, we can only focus on so many things at once. And obviously, grieving and processing is important. It's not, we don't want to skip it. But if we're really in that space of like the downward spiral and we need help getting out, the opposite. So I think what they're trying to say is the opposite of loss is gratitude, because that's focusing on what you do have and what you are grateful for. And so it can be a really simple shift. There could be a very deep, heartbreaking loss, but you could even look at, like a beautiful bouquet of flowers on the counter and have a moment of gratitude for that. And it can help shift your energy and your thinking into more of a space of gratitude. And that can help take the edge off of any losses that we experience.
I'm also hearing, so they said specifically this, the future is now. And what I'm getting about what they mean by that is that, I think you might be feeling like, well, someday I'll feel better, or someday I'll do this, or I'm not sure if it's connected to the loss. I think it is. But someday I'll be beyond whatever this is, and I'll be over in this space and it'll look so much better. So like kind of living in the future. What they're saying is that doesn't have to be in the future. That is now. You can have those things now. You just have to be present with that space. And sometimes, that sounds easier said than done. But a lot of times, everything that we're experiencing is about our perspective. What are we thinking about a situation? And how are we holding that space within our own hearts and minds? And how we're processing is a huge part of how we move forward. If we're holding it in that space of woundedness, we aren't going to move forward. We aren't going to be able to step into that better reality, that happier, more joyful space. So try to change up. I'm kind of hearing, try to change up the way you're viewing certain things. And without knowing exactly what you're working at, it's hard for me to get into it. But really dive into, well, what's another way you could think about this that feels right and real, and that is not, any kind of toxic or destructive or lower vibrational space. It's really easy to spin or to get in a lower space with some things. And I don't know that you're necessarily doing that, but I also know that you're not necessarily reaching for the future and really holding that as what you can be now. And I'm not sure exactly what this is referring to, but I heard, don't be afraid.
All right, I'm getting a church hymn. I'm just going to let it go.
Sing it!
Don't be afraid. I go before you always. Come, follow me, and I will give you rest. I never know what that last word is. Peace? I don't know. Grace?
Both. All three.
Lots of stuff you could get. Anyway, it's about Jesus, I think. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sorry for the horrible rendition, but I do what I can. Singing lessons?
We really need to do that.
Please, by all means. All right.
Hey, who's next?
On that note, Faye says, hello, Jenn Katie. Hello, Faye. How you doing? She says, any message for me from spirit or guides? Thank you. Okay.
So I immediately saw like two coins rubbing together. I think this feels like maybe at times you don't feel that there's enough. But the message I'm hearing, what I'm getting is that try not to let it worry you too much. Like stay positive. And I feel like sometimes you really are in that positive state, but not always. And they want you to really work on staying positive. And this comes back to manifestation. I think a lot of things will be easing soon. It really feels that way to me. But stay positive and kind of like stay diligent about it. So much, this goes to, I think, a lot of us, so much of what we go through, it's about mind mastery. And we're not here just to, eat bonbons and, sit by a bonfire and tell ghost stories.
Those things are nice too, but it's not the entire point.
But we are here to be challenged and we're here to grow. And so this is, I think one of the ways that your soul had chosen to be challenged. So what can you do to become the hero of this journey and to really move forward with it? And one of the first things that we need to do is to get mind mastery over the situation.
Yeah, and they keep saying unconditional love, and that's something that we've been.
Yeah, I just heard heart too right before you said that. I was trying to get what that was.
Yeah, we've been working on this a lot because in this life, look, we get paired up with people who aren't perfect because hello, we're all humans. Nobody's perfect, and there's always something to be annoyed about. So it's just really learning to extend grace, forgiveness, love to others around us that we might not feel deserve it. It's like really just putting for the sake of everybody's soul and the energies that we're contributing to humanity as a whole, because the energies are very thick right now on planet Earth and everybody's going through some stuff. And, as we all have to choose, are we going to be part of the problem or part of the solution when it comes to the ascension energies on Earth? A lot of us came down here to anchor in those higher energies and the higher belief systems, unconditional love, unconditional joy, referring back to the mind mastery Jenn was speaking about. It's not just like an automatic, oh, okay, well, unconditional love, no problem, right? It takes a little bit of work. And one of the things
a lot of work.
Yeah. Okay, a fair amount of work. Yeah. And a lot of things my guides have said to me, it's not looking for reasons to even need to love the person. Sometimes we find ourselves going, well, okay, well, they're not so bad. It's like not even about that. It's like they might be horrible, but just love them anyway. Love them exactly as they are and not needing them to change. That's why it's unconditional love. I love them no matter what the conditions are, no matter what they're like, no matter what my ego thinks about it. I am in the energy of love and that higher vibration of that love light that God wants us to hold here on Earth.
Now, that doesn't mean that you become a doormat to everybody either. You still have boundaries, appropriate boundaries. And
you might tell somebody where to go and then love them from afar.
Yeah. Maybe.
Seriously, I mean, sometimes that's what it takes. Sometimes we do have to have boundaries like that. It's not putting up with abuse by any stretch, but lovingly.
Yeah, I think that's all I'm getting though.
Okay.
You good?
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty, Carrie Goulet. Any messages from my guides for me today?
Hey, Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. All right, I'm going to tell you what I got. It was you, Carrie, being like, oh no, what are they going to say? It's almost like Am I in trouble? Like worried what we were going to say. But I mean, you're always doing great. No worries. I just heard, am I?
Yes. So what I'm getting for you that I think you're working a lot on in 2021, well, I think in 2020 as well, but I think even more so in 2021, is coming out of your shell and being really comfortable with who you are, your gifts, your style, and everything that you're bringing forth for being of service to others. They really want you to continue doing what you're doing and pushing your comfort zone. And with this, I was thinking about this the other day. I have seen so many people who've watched what we're doing and jump out and get on video and start doing their own version of this, which I think is really cool and really awesome because this is not an easy thing to do. And Carrie and Whitney are one of the pairs that are doing that, and they're doing readings online. So
yeah, so check them out.
Yeah,
They're
check them
awesome.
out. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was also, Carrie, I was hearing, don't be so hard on yourself. And the sense was not that you're walking around beating yourself up or anything like that, but it's like this idea of being able to be that loved one that goes like this.
Oh no.
I know, right? Bad timing. Excuse me. Need my voice. It was like this idea. It seems almost a little more subconscious, or you might not be like fully aware of this, but it's like being hard on yourself almost in this subconscious way where it might be a fear of what other people think or how you come across or how your performance is or something like that. There's like some sort of concern still there to work on or unearth and to come to terms with and to it's worded horribly, but it's like praise and worship yourself. So not that, but you know what I mean.
Who doesn't praise and worship themselves?
Yeah, like you do. Praise and worship yourself, Carrie. Get on your... Anyway, it's like just acknowledging your own brilliance and greatness and feeling comfortable doing that and feeling, right? That I think is something that it's going to be a little bit of a challenge, right? To be like, I'm amazing and everyone's going to love me doesn't come naturally to you. Doesn't come naturally to most people, but allowing yourself that, like, you don't have to announce it to the world, like, I think I'm awesome, but just have that running on, have that in your head while you're toning and healing. I am the most awesome to ever awesome. Yeah.
We need to do that.
Well, and they're bringing to mind the confidence, like there's a pendulum of confidence to like over humbleness, right? And I do feel like this is still on the pendulum, but it's like you're a little too humble right now. And it's like you got to swing into like a little bit more of the overconfident kind of a mode to sort of pull you through something. Eventually, what you want to do is it's just as you get more experience and more practice with people and you do more healings, it's just this inner knowing of, oh, I'm great. And I don't have to swing back and forth between being too humble or too confident. It's just like this inner knowing of I don't need to be perfect. I'm good enough. I'm wonderful. I'm fabulous. I'm here to serve, and I am fully capable of doing that. And then you don't bobble. It's like
nice.
I think that's it.
Yeah, am I getting things?
Okay,
very
cool.
Good.
Kathleen Lynch says, "Good evening, Katie and Jen." Hello, Kathleen. Amy Money says, "Hello, ladies. Any messages for me about my job interview tomorrow?"
Ooh.
Whoa. Congrats on the interview.
I can just say it feels positive.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the outcome will be good. I feel like what they really want you to do is just be easy about it. Like don't be nervous. It's like just go in there like I'm all that in a bag of chips, you know, in a respectful, professional way. But you know, on your Zoom with your briefcase, you just hold it up. Look, I'm a professional. I know, I'm assuming it's a Zoom interview. Just be like, balance it on your head. Be like, look at how good I am at this.
Yeah, I was definitely getting something around confidence and it's kind of like, I think confidence is the wrong word. It's more like knowing you're good and knowing what you're bringing to the table. It's more of an inner knowing that you are a fit for the job. And if you do get it, it does feel like it opens up other avenues. I feel like it's a high chance. I don't want to say 100%, but I'm feeling good about it.
Yeah, I felt good about it too.
And but it also just feels like, go in knowing that you're what they need. And it's not as much about just confidence in yourself. It's more about this knowing of, I have it.
Self-assured is what keeps coming.
Yeah, that's a better word, I think, for me.
Yeah, it's just self-assured. Like, oh yeah, like I know my stuff. You need me.
And I'm good. I'm likable, and I get along.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like, yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah. I feel like there's nothing for you to really prove. I think sometimes we go into interviews feeling like we need to prove ourselves. And that actually ends up a lot of times backfiring on people. And I feel like what they're saying with you is just go in knowing you don't have anything to prove. Your presence is all that's needed. Your self-assured, confident kind of presence is all that's needed.
And you can go in there singing your last name like Billy Idol.
Yeah.
They'll really like that. I'm just kidding. Please don't do that.
I had to keep myself from doing that.
I know, I did too. I was like, Amy Mooney! Oh! There she is! Not doing the thing. I'll spare her. But now you totally have to do it on the interview and record it and play it back, okay? No, don't. No, seriously, don't. That's not the guidance.
I'm so glad you felt that way too, because I was like, am I just weird? Anyway, okay.
All right. Next.
Thanks.
All right. Joanne M. Battaglia says, my son Joseph, his venture is taking off, as you saw, but how profitable will it be?
I was literally, like the last couple of weeks, I've been wondering about you guys, wondering how you're doing, and because we haven't seen you so much. And I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Good.
Very cool.
I'm feeling like mildly at first, but I do feel like it's something that takes off. It feels like it's, I don't know if it's just because of COVID and the things that are going on right now, but it just feels like patiently wait for things to take off. But maybe wait's the wrong word. I do feel like there's action and activity around spreading the word and getting people to really understand, what this is and what they're doing, and getting your names and what your product or whatever it is in front of other people. So even if they're not ready to do anything about it right now, it's out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were showing me the image or this. It's like a concept my guides use where the way bamboo grows is it develops this root system underground. So it's like the idea of what Jen was saying was that action is taken and you're planting all these seeds, and then all of a sudden all this bamboo shoots up, but it takes time to lay this foundation that's going to feed the system. Sometimes we wish for overnight success, but it can really overload the system and break it. And then it doesn't work out very well. So it's like, don't rush it or feel impatient about it. It's like, just put the work in and have that sort of quiet confidence, or know that this thing's got legs, is what I heard. And wait for it, like taking action.
And use this time to really work on manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
I really feel like that's important. I mean, you guys, seriously, I hope some of you have started to realize how powerful this energy's been. And the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever it is you're focusing on seems to be really happening and coming true. So
yeah. So keep it positive.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, cool.
Say hi for us.
Yeah, please do. Okay, Lauren Regal says, "Hi, what are the little gray things running by in my peripheral vision?" Uh-oh. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's usually not a good sign. I'll just be upfront.
I would definitely clear.
Yeah. I want to sage a house. I'm not getting specifics on what they are,
I'm
but I
not
am
either.
hearing that you need to clear. So let's take a moment to discuss sacred space and cleansing and clearing, something we talk about frequently, but hey, it's a good time for it. So you can create sacred space many ways. Prayer, praying, calling in who you want, and asking to leave what you don't want. We're very specific about who we want. We want people on the positive path of ascension and service to others, honoring the God of all gods and the law of one. You can rewind that video and write that down. And you don't want anybody else in your space, basically. Yeah. That's about it. But then you can call in also people that you resonate with. Could be Jesus, Buddha, Archangel Michael, and the army of angels, whoever it is that floats your boat and that you want to communicate with. Could be your higher self, your guides, your teachers. But always be clear in ABC, always be clearing. I clear my house several times a day. You can use visualization, ask to have all the portals closed. You can bring in white light. You can use sage and tools like that, but I think it's good to be able to do it.
Yeah, the sage kind of helps. It's not perfect.
Yeah,
really, some people approach it and they think that that's just going to get rid of everything. It doesn't. No. One of the best things I did when I first started learning how to clear, because we had a lot of spiritual activity, I just imagined that there was a little ball of white light that started like here at my heart area and just got bigger and bigger and bigger until it filled the whole house and then the yard and, our cars. And like it cleared out everything and really raised the vibration of the space. And I could always tell where they were in the house because I would feel a lot of resistance to my bubble growing, and I'd have to push it and like really like no, and push that bubble out. And so I could tell where they were. So that was really interesting to me, and that was one of the first things I ever did. But there's lots you can say: prayers, incense, sound, playing the bowls and things like that to raise the vibration. But yeah, definitely intending that all the portals be closed. And every time you connect or meditate, you should be closing portals because if you leave things open, other things, it's just an easy access point for things to come in. And I feel like I just want me to say real quickly, like, don't ever feel bad about the idea that you need to clear your space or even yourself. So many times people, they just have no idea what they're carrying around with them.
Yeah, I mean, look,
all the time.
I'm always clearing. I'm clearing my house like several times a day myself. Yeah, it's nothing. It's like I always say, it's like hygiene. It's like showering.
Yes.
You don't think you take one shower and you're clean for the rest of your life, and it's nothing to be ashamed of that you might need to shower every day. Like same as with your energy and the energy of your home. It needs to be cleansed. It needs to be cleared. So yeah, no shame in that.
Yeah, and some people just draw more attention because they're a brighter light, or maybe they even have a soul mission or some sort of an energy about them that draws the attention. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I know I am meant to help certain ones cross over. So for a while there, especially when I was really getting the lesson, they were finding me all over the place. God help me if I went by like, a burial place or something, or a hospital
or
or
a
some
grocery store.
Grocery, yes. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I've had times in grocery stores where I'm like, cleanse me.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's nothing to feel bad about. But yeah, I think it's good for all of us to just, take that time daily, if you can, to just cleanse your house.
Mm-hmm. Morning and night, I think. It's always a good idea, at least.
Definitely before bed.
Definitely before bed. If you only do it one time, that's when. But several times throughout the day, it's all cool. Hello, Susan Littlefield. She says, hi, guys.
Hey.
Okay.
I've been thinking about you lately, too.
Yeah, hi. Susan says, you've been very accurate for me. Sweet. That's
Thank you.
nice.
I'm glad.
All right. Lori Dibby Schneider says, hi, I would love a message from my spirit guides. Okay.
So I just saw like a picture of a wolf, and the wolf was kind of in snow. It was really pretty, actually. But I think that this is a spirit animal connection, which is interesting because I don't normally see spirit animals, and this is the second time tonight I've been seeing it. But the wolf, I had a wolf spirit animal guide for a while, and what they, I think, often will show you is how do you fit in with the pack, and what is like your role within a group kind of community, and working together as a team. But there's also a fierceness around it. I know one of the things that when I was really connecting with wolf is they showed me that they were a predator, but it was their role. It was the role that they played. And I'm not saying that you're a predator or anything like that, but it's about understanding your role and who you are, and those times when maybe you're meant to be the victim, or at times when you're meant to play the person who is going against the victim, like the perpetrator. There's that whole thing with the Cartman triangle: the perpetrator, the victim, and the
Savior?
the rescuer. Yeah.
Okay.
And the idea is that we want to get completely off of that triangle. We want to get out of those toxic relationships. So that was a part of what it was teaching me, was the roles that we play in each other's lives, and the purpose behind it. And then eventually it was, how do I get out of those roles and to get to a healthy state of being, at least within myself, preferably also in relationship to the other people in my life. And I feel like it has something to do with that, just the roles that you play. And specifically, maybe something you're not exactly thrilled with. And someone else just came in and they're saying it's really important to dive in deep to what are those relationships trying to show you about yourself and about your ability to love unconditionally. It's something we're all here working on. Where are you feeling stuck in that? What are the sticky points in your unconditional love experience?
Yeah, and they just want me to say, I feel like this feels like a relationship that you feel sucked into or you can't leave. It might be family where it's just like stuck with these freaking people.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's it's one of those things where like it's not optional work, you can't just opt out of it. So great, I guess, right? But it does feel important that one of the sticky points to get out of the issue is the victim mode of being stuck in this and being unable to extract yourself. And it's like they keep pulling me into this, and I do not want to be in this dynamic. And just being like, all right, well, but you are, so you might as well, while you're here, explore what your role is so that you can clean up your side of the street and then not worry about it as much as possible, I guess.
Well, and ideally, we want to understand that every single thing that's happening to us, whether it's in a relationship or it's like financial hardship or whatever it might be, a loss of somebody that you really care deeply about, whatever it is that you're going through, it is always showing up for you on purpose and for you. It is not meant to victimize you. It's not meant to harm you or to take you down. But they are meant to be challenges. They are things that we're meant to grow with. And when you're working on the ascension process, it's all about the catapult forward. Like, can you use the challenges that you're having in your life as a catalyst to catapult forward? And the bigger the challenge, or challenging person, the further you can move in that trajectory of moving forward. And so they just want you to understand that, try to get out of that triangle if you can. And I feel like in some relationships you do really well, and others that there might be just those sticky situations where you feel like you're getting stuck in one of those roles. So just look really deeply at yourself and really honestly. And then you're going to start seeing where that's happening. And then you need to figure out, well, how do I move forward from there? And sometimes it's healing work. So awareness is first, then you got to heal what you're aware of.
Yep.
And I don't know what this is, but I just heard, and I think I don't know if it's about the same situation or issue or relationship, but I just heard it's not your fault. So I don't know if you're blaming yourself for something. And I think that's all I'm getting.
I think that's it.
Okay. Hope that helps.
Yeah. I think we have time for one more. And we have
Oh my goodness.
Susan Littlefield says, I would like a message. Okay, Susan.
Okay. I'm really not sure what this means, but I saw Doritos and it was like you were nervous and you're like eating Doritos and there's Doritos flying everywhere.
That sounds fun.
It does. But I don't know. I'm sure you're not actually doing that. But
you never know. Doritos are really tasty.
Yeah. I feel like what they're saying is I think you're, I don't know if you've been nervous about something or anxious about, I don't know, the way things are in the world or something more personal, maybe health related. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but it feels something like you're feeling anxious around.
My dog is snorting.
Hi, honey.
Yeah, I'm just hearing it's really important to get yourself centered emotionally. So, we have thoughts. Thoughts often create emotions, and then when we have emotions, we think some more and we try to figure things out. And before you know it, there's like all kinds of thoughts, and it's all blah. What it feels like is to get centered emotionally. It's like don't attach to the thoughts. Your mind's probably going to think because that's what the mind does. But it's like we don't have to pay attention to every thought we have. It's like just learning to still the emotions, oftentimes by ignoring the thoughts and just letting them go. Just learning how to we all have to know how to self-soothe in a way that doesn't involve outside things like Doritos or surfing the internet.
Not saying that you're eating the Doritos.
No. But it's like we all have our external ways of becoming emotionally centered. And it's really important that we learn how to do it just on our own, just by noticing what's going, like the electric storm that goes on in the brain, and just learning to I'm just going to learn some breathing exercises, or I'm going to listen to music. That is another external way, but it's like a way that you can learn to just center the self and to calm the self without needing things that are unhealthy. There's healthy distractions and unhealthy distractions. Distractions is the wrong word. I just feel like it's just learning to become really, really centered and knowing how to calm yourself down at a moment's notice.
Our thoughts usually are not very high in wisdom, if that makes sense. Not that we can't have smart thoughts and brilliant ideas, but it's as far as like spiritual connection and being connected to your soul. Usually when we're in anxiety mode or we're overthinking or worried about something, we're not in that space. We're more in like the egoic space. And, I think practice minding your mind, and plucking the thoughts that really aren't helping and not giving them time of day. If it's not really helpful, then don't give it the attention. And I'm not sure, like, I feel like it might have some things to do with just what's going on in the world. I keep feeling that connection, but I'm also feeling connected to health. So maybe it's both. Or maybe at different times it's been one or the other or something. But it just feels like, whatever's happening externally or even with the physical body, the physical body goes through what it goes through. What is most important about all of this is, are you utilizing what's happening around you to get more centered and more at peace and more in your heart center, more loving, more caring about self and others? And what are you doing to move forward in the idea of being of service to others? Because a lot of us, I'd say most of us, are here to be of service to others. And sometimes that breaks us out of our spin, is to figure out how are we trying to be of service. Gets us out of our own head a little bit. And I think that's where they want to end that. So I hope that was helpful.
Mm-hmm. Okay, everybody.
We made it.
We made it. And not once did we mention divinelyguided.tv. So there, I'm going to mention it. Go there.
Join our soul growth group. We have so much fun.
We do.
And we were just talking about some new things that we want to cover. So for those of you who are in the group, we're going to have some fun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good times, you guys. All right. We will see you next Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there.
All right.
Bye.